Y'all don't wanna know. Fuck around and see it, cause you know I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Web3 Breakfast, serving size like Texas. I'm a beast, yeah, baby. You know I'm reckless. We stacking blue chips, my people buy the dip. Matte Black Lambo coming soon. Don't forget, sign the check.
Web3 Breakfast. Fuck a Lexus, push a Maserati, keep a diamond Jesus on my necklace. I'm living reckless. Fuck a job, cash the check, grab the bag, hit the flight, we on the next one. Wife changing money, just ask my honey. Got a diamond on my face, I can't help it, I'm new money.
Web3 Breakfast, wake and bake, appreciate the checklist, moderate the stage, perplexing everything you say, and not to mention, I think I rug. Maybe I should shrug it off, go touch some grass, perhaps some plug.
Web3 Breakfast,
Web3 Breakfast.
Web3 Breakfast. Yo, hey, GM fam. Hope you are doing well. It's Tuesday. Turbocito 7. My guys. Got my guys in the house today. We got some fam in the crowd. Turbo, you're on your way to Vegas yet, or what's going on? Are you in Vegas? Give us some details.
Yeah. So right now we're currently about to go through the security checkpoint here. Got my girlfriend. She's looking super fly. She got on this fly 2-piece blue suit, looking good. And yeah, man, the regular security stuff. So far we've had a couple of issues, but nothing too major. I think we're rolling pretty well. Not too busy.
There you go, man. I love to hear that. Safe travels today. Glad that you guys are going out to Vegas, man. Go have some good time. I'm gonna make a decision later today if I'm gonna head out there or not. So we'll see. I was just talking with Seven about that, so we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully we'll get the link up. If not, definitely next time. But man, I know you are gonna have a good time.
I am so excited. There we go. I am so excited, man. I'm gonna hit my first jackpot in the airport. I've already declared it, so I'm gonna play those little devil ones. You know what I'm saying? The smoking hot 7.
Okay.
Because 7 had told me about it. Cool. And so I'm gonna hit probably like 7,000 or 700. I haven't decided yet.
I like that, man. I like you got to play all those numbers. You know, they mean something. You know, to the crew here. So 7 is a lucky number. Hit it, man. Hopefully Lady Luck is on your side. And if not, at least you got your girlfriend on your side. And that's almost as important. So,
big facts.
7 GM, how you feeling this morning? He may be diapering. He may be dadding right now, which this is the dadding hour. Definitely. All right. We got Infamous Alchemist just popped up on the stage. What's up, fam? How are you today?
Yeah, Chillage Village. What's up?
Man, you know, we're here. This is Web3 Breakfast. Thanks everybody that pulled up. I do see some new faces in the crowd. If you want to be a part of the conversation, come on up. This is a community show. Everybody is welcome to have their voice be heard, have their opinion be heard. We just have one rule, and we request the one rule is that you don't be a douchebag. So no racist, sexist, or homophobes. Other than that, anybody is welcome to come up here and chit chat up on the stage. We welcome that, and we appreciate you guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in to Web3 Breakfast. Go ahead, if you could, down in the bottom right corner, down in that purple pill. Go ahead and retweet the space. Get some more friends in here. Let's have a fun conversation today. Kind of on the slate. Kind of was thinking about a lot of the things that we're talking about right now, and especially as we're navigating this phase of the market, we fully expect to start seeing a lot of, new people coming in, especially as we get towards later part of the year, as we time things up with the happening. It's just, kind of how it all works. And so, with that being said, I think tailoring some of the content information, on a beginner level series is fantastic, like best practices, all that kind of thing. So, kind of just thinking, if you were a beginner or when you were a beginner, some of the things that you learned, some of the lessons, experiences that that would have changed maybe your outlook or how you do things now. That it was again really just the lesson learned. So for me it was clicking links, don't do that. Never share a seed phrase. I didn't do that, but I know people that did to try to get some help to get into a wallet, and then was wallet drained and stuff. So we can navigate this discussion today kind of about that. Again, really just best practices for beginners, and then this way we can start to the whole goal is to start chopping up the content and creating stuff that lasts longer than just this one Twitter space, so that more people can really get some of the information, take the value from it. Because remember, a lot of us have been here. Some of us have been in the space for a while, and the experiences that we've got, we can teach someone, and the more that we can teach other people, maybe you can save them from clicking that link. And for me, it was my chain link stack. It was I clicked a UPS, what I thought was a UPS link around the holidays. It was, I guess, a known scam, but saying that my packages were delayed. Click here for an update, and ended up being a wallet drainer. And so just all these kind of things that we can talk about, things that have happened to us, things that you've heard about from people that in your circle, in your community, whatever, and make things more positive for people as we get into the space, baby. Welcome to Web3 Breakfast. Turbo, have you made it through security yet? We're going to keep doing updates. Now, I know that you have clear. Now, does Nikki have clear? He might be in a spot where he can't talk now. There it is. We'll figure it out shortly. So, but all right. So he's traveling to Vegas today. 7. Michael, you were up here, man. You had your hand up with a wave a second ago. How are you feeling, man? Talk to me.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very good, honestly. Surprisingly, like you said, on my team, I guess got the highest score in
hell yeah
in the football fantasy.
Dude,
how did that even happen?
Dude, let me just look this up, because when I was looking at the scores last night from our league, it was absolutely insane the amount of points that you had compared to literally anyone else. Where is it? Golly, come on. Sorry, I got to get through all the cheers and Miller Lite talk. Cheers. I got beat by my aunt in one league. That's embarrassing. Always embarrassing. Get beat by your aunt. But she's takes fantasy football very seriously. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I used to have somebody take it very seriously. Like I said, the big pots and stuff. Some of the people do play for big money though. And I used to watch. There used to be a show about fantasy league. I forgot what it's called. It was called The League. The League. Yeah, The League. That was a great show. So that kind of got me really into fantasy football, honestly.
167 points. Yeah, you destroyed. I think 124 was the second highest. So we're definitely making a note of that for the remainder of the season. We'll do some payouts at the end of the season based on performance. And I'll tell you what, man, big numbers.
Yeah, like I said, I was just worried about, especially about Najee Harris. Going against the Niners. That's some tough running right there. And I don't think he got very many points anyway.
He's with Pittsburgh. He's with Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's with Pittsburgh. Yeah, and then I wanted Cordell as a wild card. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you can put him in the there's a sweep section or what is it, flex? Yeah. In the flex section, and he'll do really well. You know what I mean? He'll just blow off 2-3 touchdowns and do well. Even in kickoffs and stuff like that too, he does really well. But unfortunately,
you can't forget to mention that you had the Dallas defense, which I think threw up 35 points. I don't think I've seen too many defensive scores go that high.
Yeah, they really kicked the crap out of him. No joke. I think they beat him 40-0 or something.
Yeah. And the defense, had several touchdowns as well.
Yeah, right. It was crazy, man. It was just. This is a wild weekend, honestly, and a lot of people, you can't really judge this weekend because there's just so much going on, and everyone's trying to get their feet under them, and everyone's trying to get the position and get their scheme going, and so it's kind of hard to tell the first week exactly what's going to happen. So I'm just going to kick this one right over here because my team isn't really. I don't feel like my team's really that good, so I'm just surprised,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just kind of kicking this one up to luck.
We'll see, man. We can, like you said, if you want to string it up to luck week 1, go for it. Week 2, if it happens again, then I think we've got something different on our hands. And speaking of, something different on our hands. I don't know if anybody saw this morning, but we were going through stuff in our house, and I found a rare one of one that at this moment in time I'm okay with getting rid of. So if anybody is looking to scoop up I posted it up into the flight control. What do we call it? Someone help me. Landing gear.
Eagle's Nest.
Nah, we called it something else, like space station. Thank you. Up into the space station. Yeah, up into the space station. I put up a tweet today. It's starting to get some eyes, which is funny. We found a bottle. Now, back when I was working with Ben, this came in from a fan when he hit 1 million subs, and I was asked to take it out of the building, and so I took it home, and so I've got it, and now I think it's a great time to sell it. And I'm taking a lot of fucking heat for it, which is really funny. Some people are really pissed. He never wanted it. So I got it. Now it's for sale.
So how much is the
Bro, that's so gangster.
Okay, good.
What'd you say, Turbo?
Oh, I was saying that's so gangster, man.
Oh.
That shit's super dope.
Well, we gotta have some fun,
Sell
right?
that motherfucker.
What am I gonna do with it? And full disclosure, guys, when all this shit started getting weird with all them the other week, I reached out to him to say, hey man, we go way back. I'm here. He'd said to me it was too complicated and he didn't want to talk. So that's it. I tried. And listen, I'm waiting for an apology, and I reached out and I told him, I said, I always imagined that you were gonna be the one to reach out here. Anyway, that thing's for sale. So if anybody knows anybody that wants it, I have had some people say, is this for real? It is for real. So let me know.
So what is the price of the liquor itself, just if you bought the bottle without the inscribing? Do you know?
That's a really interesting point. What is it? It is a Casa de Ramon tequila. Let's look that up.
But it is a pretty, if you're into nostalgia or kind of beginning crypto kind of stuff, it's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, it's got gold flakes in it. The bottle's intense. It's got almost like a clasp on it. I don't know. It's it's nice. The case and everything's really cool. For the right price, man, I'll hand fucking deliver this to somebody. I'll carry it through the airport in a special suitcase, like a secret agent. Oh, it's too much liquid. There's no way I could do that unless we go private. All right, the price just went up.
Those gold flakes do look pretty bougie, though. I'm not gonna lie. Those are cool.
I don't know, man. I actually can't find anything with a bottle similar to that. So I have to take a look for it. Just trying to have some fun with it. But I did not think that it was going to run as fast as it did. My buddies at Altcoin Daily, they said really quickly, and this was this morning when I put it out because it was pretty early, and they're in California, so they were. Oh no, actually, though, they're in Singapore this week for Token 2049. Shout out to anybody that went out to Singapore for that event. I know there's also Breathe. That's where Turbo's go. Man, I wish I could have gotten a chance to get out there with you today, man. I hope you have a great time. Matthew, I know he'll be out there.
Yo, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was trying to find my way back. Yeah, trying to find my way back. No, definitely. We're, doing the airport thing. We're about to buy some overly priced food, probably get a super expensive coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just get our minds right, as we get ready to get on it. Because, because Nikki doesn't like to fly. It's not her thing. So she's having a hard time, but it's okay. I told her that's perfectly okay. We're gonna get through this, and once we get to Vegas, we're linking up with Matthew right away, and it's gonna be just straight chaos. Actually, tomorrow morning we're gonna go to the Ghost Adventures Museum. Is that what it is? Yeah, Ghost Adventure Museum. And so if anybody's gonna be in Vegas and wants to join us, we're gonna be there at 10 a.m.
Nice. Now remember, if you get a chance. Because you are, I think, going to be out by. I think the convention is out by Fremont, and I think up that way is the old hotel and light museum, the graveyard. That is a great place to shoot some content, man. The scenery is fantastic there. So if you get a chance, go check that out. Anybody, if you've ever been to Vegas and you've never seen that, or if you're going to Vegas, make sure you get a chance to check that out. That's really cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We think that would definitely be something to check out. I think, like, we're just gonna go and have a good time, do the whole convention thing, do a little bit of like vacation and definitely do some gambling. I'm gonna be hitting jackpot after jackpot after jackpot, man. It's our season. We're getting these bags.
Dude, I like that. I'm a big fan of positivity, right? And what you state, you create. So put that shit out there and you bring that lady luck with you. I love that. What's your game, by the way? And why don't I know
slots.
That? Oh, really?
Slots. I love slots. Yeah, man, because I think I'm like a warlock or something. And so I feel like I have this special power to be able to pick the winners. And so you just keep putting the money in until you hit those jackpots. So it's pretty much a flaw-proof plan, really.
Yeah, you keep putting money in until you win. But you just got to keep putting money in. My buddy, when I went on that cruise, my buddy Ross, that's like his strategy now because if you guys didn't know this, if you go on cruises and you go into the casino, you're going to earn points by gambling. Once you get to a certain level of points, Royal, and I'm sure all the cruise lines do it, but once you get to a certain level of points, they start giving you free cruises because they want you to come there and gamble. Easiest way to get your points is through the slot machines, right? And so you can just sit there and crank it. I think after the first day, he maybe played for 4 or 6 hours, right? Which is not hard to do when you're on a cruise. And you sit there and you have a couple drinks and yada, yada, yada. You earn your points. Maybe it took a little bit longer, but so he did that. But he's got some strategy where, if you're a slot player, maybe you guys know the same. And you guys, remember, this is a community show. So if we got any slot players in the house, I want you to come up and talk to me and see if this is a real strategy. And I know this isn't crypto and this isn't beginner, but we can still have fun, right? But so the strategy is that you're always paying attention to the room, right? You're seeing who's playing. You're seeing how much they're playing, how long they've played or whatever. And if, somebody gets up without playing or without winning a jackpot in a while, you go to that machine and then you just start aggressively playing in there because it's probably getting ready to go. Is that a real thing? Is that like ambulance chasing? What is that?
Ambulance chasing, bro. For real, slots is definitely that's my jam. I in 1 week, bro, I won $30,000 down in Alabama playing slots. And I'll tell you, man, it's really my strategy is once you get into the swing, you're winning, you just got to stay in that rhythm of hitting the button because it's just a sequence of numbers that are all flashing and there's a winner in there every so many times of milliseconds. The higher you bid, the more likely you are to trigger the return because the casino expects for you to return 80% of that money back to them. So if you're hitting on the big stuff, you're more than likely going to give it back. But if you can leave, that's your winning strategy. That's turbo-mated slots play.
There you go. There was one time, I love when you kind of hear if you've got advantage and all that stuff, right? And one time I was in a casino, man, I forget where the heck I was, in the middle of nowhere, and I met some dude that he was a craps player, and he wrote a book called Craps My Way. So I'm sure we could figure this out. I'm pretty sure that was the name of it, Craps My Way, and it was all about he made I think a pretty good sizable stack, always betting with the house, right? So you always bet with the house. I think you have a 51% odd if I'm not mistaken. You have a slightly higher percentage odd of winning if you bet with the house. And so that's what he did, and he was very successful doing that. So you always love when you hear the strategy. Blackjack is my game. That's my game that I can play in my sleep. I love the casinos, man. I got casino envy. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I know, bro. I love the casino, bro. I just like winning. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I love about it. I hate going to the casino and losing, though. That's the worst.
So the thrill is amazing. That's what gets you, right? And then the win is what brings you back. But the loss, man, that's what breaks your heart. It's sad. That's it. That's the strategy, man. You got to just the thrill and the win. Just keep it going. So keep that positivity, man. I like that. I like where your headspace is at there. And roulette is I see Islam Marauder over on YouTube said roulette is too much fun. I agree with you. I have a kind of a love-hate relationship in a very good way with roulette. I do love roulette. I think that is a fun game. The strategy of it, everybody's got their own, yeah, slightly less than 50%, because you always got to remember 0 and sometimes 00. Zima, long time friend. How we feeling?
Long time listener.
Are you muted? There's no way Zima comes up and then just mutes.
Oh no, I didn't hear anything. I was just it went silent for a bit. What's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And we must have been greeting you while you were going through the Twitter or the X warp. Sometimes you got to go at warp speed. Go through the X
That's
warp.
right. There's like a tunnel, and it's like it gets all freaky for a bit, but then you make it on the other side. Here I am, and I realized that everything that you guys say here is, has a big lag.
There probably is, especially if you're watching on the YouTube. I feel like there's more of a delay, and sometimes, from what I understand, the music doesn't even work, which is insane.
Well, that would be sad because YouTube was like all about the music, So, all right. So what's popping, guys? What's the? I saw the topic here: mindful wellness, NFTs.
Yeah.
So
so the whole idea, and kind of like what we've been talking about the last couple of days is in a nutshell, right? So we're expecting a critical mass of people coming into our ecosystem pretty soon here. And so with that being said, it's almost like we've got to start dumbing down. I don't want to say that's probably a horrible way to say that, but we have to start bringing the kind of the messaging down a level, because we're going to have a lot of new people coming in, and a lot of new people, like exponentially more than we've had in other bull runs, right? And so we do have to come back down to that 101 level. So the idea was some best practices, maybe for new crypto and Web3 beginners. To hear, like the clicked links and not sharing seed phrases, things like that. Some personal anecdotes that we've all experienced in order to help shape the learning experience for others.
Where are you getting this alpha? Like, is there like a trend you're seeing? Or are you noticing a lot of new people coming in?
No. See, that's the thing. We're not. And for now, crypto, I know, that's going to be, I think, when I say manipulated, it's going to be manipulated a little bit more than I think the NFT market will, right? NFT market specifically is the one that I'm looking at and I'm able to track and at least quantify some things, right? And so if you guys are watching the live stream, on the Web3 Breakfast website, we've got the news section, and up on top, I'm tracking they have the analytic, the 30-day profit and loss metric, and it's based on, again, the last 30 days. And over the course of, since we've started tracking this, we've seen this ratio, the percentage of people in the profit to the loss, go from 10% down to today's 8%, right? So there's 456,000 and some people in the loss, with 36,000 and some people in the profit, right? So we have an 8% ratio on that. Again, when we started tracking it was 10. So we're still seeing it go down. We haven't found a true bottom yet. Once we see that number go up, and in my opinion, and I'm glad Jared's here with us, when I see that number start to cross over the threshold of, say, 20%, right? So now 20% of the people that are in the profit compared to the people that are in the loss, then we're going to start thinking like, all right, okay, some people are, we've got more people in the ecosystem. There's more people making positive moves. That to me is going to be when we start to see the market swing in our favor. And so that will be when, yes, we're going to have, but the whole point is we're going to have this information, this education, these, little nuggets of, video clips and smart stories of don't click this or don't do that, in advance for when people come. And, it's almost October, the end of the year is right around the corner. And the happening is in the later part of the spring, right? So it's before we know, we're going to blink, it's going to be here. So we got to be ready. We can't start preparing in the spring.
Have you prepared your robe for the happening already?
Ooh, no. I need a seamstress to sew me a robe. That'd be great.
Right. And have the scribe prepare your speech.
Yes.
Because the happening is coming.
The happening is.
We should all
gather the people. Zima, we must gather the people. The happening is coming.
The happening approaches.
It does. We need we need trumpeters. Does anybody know any trumpeters?
I see silence. I see fear.
So what do you think, man? Like, what do you like? So do you think that like these are things that we should be thinking about? That we should, be prepared in advance to welcome, and we don't like I don't like the term onboarding, right? Because this isn't McDonald's, and I don't need to show you a couple of videos. We want to invite you into this ecosystem. So how do we properly invite people in with good information?
I mean, I think. I'll say my position for everybody that doesn't know. I think you kind of know where I come from. Right? Mm-hmm. When it comes down to it, it goes like this. Right? The NFT market, when that thing initiated, it introduced it went from I think 1 billion to like what 100, so 100 billion like overnight, or 20. It was the craziest. I'm sorry, 100 million to $1 billion market within the first 8 months. And it was the craziest growth I ever saw, right? And then multiplied that times 10 times 10. But when it comes down to the actual the drive, right? We had a little peek into meme coins. We had these little waves here. Look, what the thing that drove crypto markets after the second wave were quick money hype type of gimmicks, right? Lambo this, quick money there. And if you really think about it, when you talked about what transitioned the meme market, these were kids, right? They were very young that initiated the whole that whole trend. So what I'm trying to say is, back in 2016 and 18, it was a very different tone. You had a bunch of entrepreneurs that actually had, traditional business models and mindsets, and they actually said, okay, how do we use crypto for some for things that we understand, commerce, logistics, things that actually embed into systems. So the difference between those kind of approaches is this: one type of business says, okay, let me go ahead and attract a new market, which is perfect. The other kind of business says, okay, well, let's go ahead and replace the way toll bridges take money in. Or do we make a faster road? Or do we have a efficiency that blockchain can give, so that when you don't have to put on new dance shoes on. You just make a better dance floor, and everybody kind of changes where the party's at. You make money as you exist, right? So those are utility type of approaches in business that people are trying to transition from what the new Web 2. The reason why I say this whole entire thing is this: the thing that makes a draw into this, the thing that makes a draw into whatever next market we're looking at, that will identify which audience is, right? Mm-hmm. And that will identify whether that audience is actually that'll tell you what they need to learn and how they need to learn it. Are we drawing in a whole new class of young'uns? Are they going to be older, or are they going to be, do we need to focus on the education, or do we need to focus more on opportunities and guidance, right? It really does depend on how sophisticated our track is. Yeah.
I think the answer to that definitely is both, and I love because again, it's not like what we know about this ecosystem is as people who are not familiar is monkey JPEGs, right? Like that's all people understand. And like what you're saying is a lot bigger than that. It's big business. It's taking on other industries. There's a lot more involved with where all of this is going, where the education can't just be, hey, this is how you flip an NFT, this is how you install your PFP. It has to be higher level thinking. It does have to be more on the business level, but at the same time, it almost has to be rudimentary in order to understand how this applies to that business level, right?
But you got to ask yourself this, okay? You have a person that's writing music, okay? They're writing music, and they're literally, I don't know, they're writing music, and they're going to say, okay, I want to take the song that came out of my passion, and that already is a profession and a skill set. I'm watching them literally to go on YouTube, educate themselves to, let's say, create an NFT, go ahead and list that thing on the overseas, educate themselves. I would venture to say that we're dumbing it down when they will take the extra steps to get sophisticated. Mm-hmm. So, and when is the last time you actually saw a conversation where, oh yeah, I'm going to go create music? Before, your job is simply get your grind on, get your hustle on, go ahead and make some bookings, get heard. The very fact that I'm watching a generation of artists having conversations on protocols, for Christ's sake, we're not. It's like Star Trek time. So what I'm saying, do we really have? Are we really in a stage where what did we learn that we actually had to dumb it down? I don't think so. I actually. the very fact that they're doing that right now, maybe some people have a hard time, but it's definitely not beyond people at this point, right? So
I do not disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. All right, let's get to some of these hands. I don't know who was up first between Cesar and the Isla Marauder. So
yeah, it was Marauder who was up first. Marauder.
Thank you, man. Thank you. No, yeah, I was about to say GM. Thank you for having me on, man. This is I love the podcast. The show's excellent. But what was I going to say? I was going to add my 2 cents to the conversation. First off, you did say the name kind of right and kind of wrong, but it happens to everyone. It's Isle Marauder, but yeah, trust me, everyone forgets.
The last time you were here, I said Isle, and this time I said it the other way. Yeah.
It's fine.
That's dumb.
It's perfectly
make
fine.
sure you're never right.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the topic of what you guys are saying, with the new audience coming into the space, I totally agree that a new influx of liquidity and people will definitely be arriving at some point. I'm not sure when that is, but a thing that's going to have to change with the market, in my opinion, is just clear value proposition. So you have a lot of projects that aren't providing like clear utility or clear value and conveying it in that way, in a very concise and easy to digest way. And so you're going to have to kind of change the way you market your projects first off. And I guess I don't know, I'm super bullish on like membership projects, gaming projects. And then one thing that really struck me recently was when BlackRock announced their Bitcoin ETF. And one of the things that really rung out to me was when Larry Fink, he talked about on one of his interviews, he's like, this is going to be huge for the real world tokenization, basically real world assets being tokenized on the blockchain. And I was just like, oh my God, this is insane. This is what NFTs are going to be primarily used for. It's going to be tokenizing real world assets and creating markets that have never existed before ever, where you're trading ownership of real world assets in the form of NFTs. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is why BlackRock's coming. I'm like, this is huge. And I feel like, educating people on just the basics will obviously be paramount. It's going to be very important. But just providing clear value propositions and marketing your utility or value of your project and what it's changing in the market or what it's providing is what I think is going to happen.
So a lot of the, hey, we're going to save the turtles needs to go away. We need to be doing
unless you have a clear argument for saving the turtles, unless it's a very easy to understand and straightforward, then and profitable in some way, then yeah, that has to go away, unfortunately.
Listen, nobody hates turtles.
Nobody hates turtles, but nobody hates turtles.
No, I love them.
Everybody loves turtles.
Everyone loves turtles, but we can, like you said, we can be using these new concepts for far bigger and better things than it. And I say that as the joke, but we've got some other things that we can solve, and I think that's where we should move first. So Caesar.
No, exactly. Exactly.
You
go for it, Caesar. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Your comment actually was fitting that it went before mine. So going back to what the question was earlier, when you look at the ice wall and the flat earth, if you think about it, I'm just kidding, guys.
You mother.
No, it's real. Well, listen, we're going, man. One of these days we're going to the ice wall.
That's the utility right there.
That's the utility of my project is going to the ice wall. We're going to do it.
But before we get off topic, it's all funny games and stuff, and it's cool, but definitely going to the ice wall. But yeah, no. So my opinion, and I talked about this on a different space last week, right? But I kind of sat down and I really thought about it a little bit and tried to put it down in a way that makes sense. And this was the best I could come up with at the time. And I'm sure it'll kind of evolve as I get more clarity on it. But I think that crypto right now, the easiest comparison I can make is I think crypto right now, if you look at it, and it's been compared to the internet many times, but if you look at it as any emerging industry, whether that's e-commerce, whether it's tech, it doesn't really matter what it is, right? We're in that early adopter phase still, And I don't care what anyone says. Some people say, "Oh, we're past that. It's not early anymore." Bullshit. I mean, sorry, I don't know if we're allowed to cuss this already, but
oh yeah.
I don't believe it's too late. I still think we're early, guys. The reason is, if you look around, anytime you're in crypto or Web3, any room, whether it's virtual or IRL, the people who are there, it's not retail. It's builders, it's creators, it's opportunists, right? It's people that are looking to monetize a technology, an emerging tech, an emerging sector, right? And every time when you look at any other sector, any other type of market, right? What you notice is it's always in the beginning, it's always the people that are looking to monetize. It's always the people that are looking to build. Later on, the people that are just looking to be users come on board, right? So we're still there. And what I mean by that is we're not at the point where it's ready for mass adoption. It's just not. The truth is, it's just not. We haven't got there yet. I think we're a lot closer than we've been in the past years, but it's just not there yet. And I always like to use the Steve Jobs example of, when he was in one of his developer conferences, right? And somebody asked him, they're saying, oh, but Microsoft does this and that, and your software can't do any of that, and blah, 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 blah. How do you respond to that? And he kind of sat back for a little bit, and he kind of just took it in, processed the question, and he came back with such an elegant response, which was basically like, I'm going to summarize it, and I'm not going to do it justice in any way, but basically he said, like, look, our focus was never to have the most bells and whistles or all these little gizmos and gadgets. Like, we wanted user experience, right? We wanted to craft everything around the user experience. And then we would back the tech into it, not the other way around. It's not, oh, I have this tech which can do all of these things. How do we make something out of it, right? And an example of this is like, if I'm going to Home Depot, right? Very, very simple. Almost everyone will relate to this. If I'm going to Home Depot and I don't have a clear shopping list or a clear project that I'm shopping for items for, I'm going to walk around and waste a ton of time and probably walk out with nothing really meaningful. I might pick up a couple cool things, the cool bits and pieces or whatever, but I didn't really solve any problems.
Really quick, Caesar.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
My wife, she is in the crowd. Honey, if you'll just plug your ears really quick. Sometimes I do that on purpose just to get out of the house. I just go and wander at Home Depot for maybe 2 hours and just...
No, I get it. I fully get it, dude. I mean, that's an adult's, that's a man's playground, dude.
We call those dad walks. I go on dad walks too.
Dad walk. Oh, dude, I'm going to start using that, a dad walk.
Yeah.
I got to go on a dad trip. Yeah.
But Caesar, just real quick, your analogy there, I wouldn't stick with it too hard, only because if you think about it, right, there's actually a study that shows women walk around and they have a barter mentality. That's why they like to shop along and they actually like to pick. They get better deals than men. But as a guy, it's like in and out. I know. I feel you.
I don't even try. You don't even try your pants. Like, I don't even try on pants, right? I just expect them to fit. And then when you get home, sometimes they don't fit and you're like, damn it, I got to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, are you doing that on purpose just to get out again, though? That's the question.
Ooh,
right?
See, this all is, it's psychology, man. Like we might have to switch these spaces to psychology versus mindful wellness.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's funny. So I didn't mean to break up your point there. And then let's get to 7.
No, you're good. You're good. That's kind of how I've like formulated my whole thesis about this. Is I feel like that's where we're at. We haven't, to Isle's point, we haven't come up with a good enough value prop that would bring in the average person. So let me put it this way. The pain of missing out on getting involved right now is not greater than the pain of onboarding, of getting started, right? Until that flips, we're not going to get mass adoption. So meaning the problem that this solves has to be bigger than the cost of getting started, right? And we're just not there yet. That's the truth. I would say, like, we've seen little bits and pieces of examples of this, like when you know, a few years back, whenever the whole Canadian trucker rally thing and they were freezing people's bank accounts, and all, that was a good example of where the pain of not having access to crypto was greater than having access, right? And that onboarded people, right? We saw people, brand new people, come into Bitcoin, come into crypto because out of need. So I think we need more of those examples. I think we're about to get a ton of them, to be honest, in my opinion. But yeah, that's kind of where I see it. So between that and the Home Depot example, that's probably the best way I could put it. But I think it's all about the user experience. It has to be user experience first, tech later. I think it was Turbo or someone mentioned it at one point where they're talking about like, oh no, it wasn't Turbo. Who was it? I think it was David G. I can't ever say his last name. Gochstein or however the hell you say his last name.
Gochstein?
That guy.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he basically said, like, no one says, like, ooh, I downloaded an MP3 today. It's like, no, you bought a song, right? So we have to get to that point. We have to get to that point. I mean, it's the truth, right? It's not like, ooh, guess what? I loaded a HTML5 page on my browser. No, it's like you visited a website, dude. Like, you know, it just, we got to get to that point.
Speaking of getting to a point, I know Seven's had his hand up. Seven, I'm going to give you the option. It's either workout time right now, or your comment right now, and then we're going to come back to the conversation. But we got to get it in. I took heat on YouTube. I forgot about it. This conversation has been fantastic. I didn't even realize it was 10:42 already. Seven, what do you want to do?
Go ahead and work out. It's a quick point about tokenization.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back to it. Okay. So for the workout today, we're going to play this one from the homie West Ghost. This is his latest release, Gone. We are going to play this one for the workout. So guys, remember, we got to have those healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy portfolios. And this is the healthy body part. So if you're sitting down, if you got an opportunity, man, stand up, get that heart rate going, get that blood pumping. I'll do some curls for the girls, baby. Let's go. Here's West Coast with Gone. Where's the volume on this sucker? All right. Oops, sorry. I forgot I had my mic down. All right. That felt good. Thanks, Coach Corey. Appreciate you. Keeping us on track here, keeping us honest, keeping that workout going. All right. Seven, what you got?
I was just going to touch on the tokenization of real world items. The whole setup of FTX when they were building it, that was part of it. They literally were going to build that into the entire system. So they were already working on, and it's still going, which is funny as fuck to me because it's supposed to be quote unquote shut down, but they tokenized every single stock. So you couldn't short, like you couldn't make it short. You couldn't do anything crazy because if it was one to one per stock, they would like get caught instantly because it was on the blockchain. They were literally trying to build, they were working with Gary Gensler since the beginning of last year. They were working with him trying to figure out how to put like almost like a blinder in between to where people wouldn't know where the money went, to what wallets it was going to and all this other shit. And that's when they got caught last year and they had to fucking shut it all down and act like everything was, you know, done and whatever because Gary, like nobody really knows that Gary get like the day of the fucking very first day of January of 2022, he was in the offices with them trying to help them loophole everything that they were doing practically.
Wait, can you clarify that for a second?
Dirty Gary.
Are you,
Yeah, dirty as hell, right?
wait, just to clarify, are you telling me that the issue was they had ability to allow for securitized assets on the exchange to actually be tokenized, but they were trying to
they literally
transaction chain?
So the whole, you know, the fiasco with Twitter going private and all that other stuff, like the reason why Twitter went private is because it was shorted so bad. And that's what fucked up FTX. That's what completely tanked the entire system, is because it was so shorted and they tokenized Twitter's stock. So when they tokenized it, they were literally using the tokenized stock as locates on the real stock exchange in order to short it more. It was nuts. It was so crazy. Like I was like, that can't be real, but that's what they were doing. Like, but the point I was trying to make was so FTX was supposed to be the bridge to that whole system, is that every single item we bought, ate, or our houses, everything would be tokenized on FTX. That's what the whole purpose of bringing FTX out, putting it on the top of the fucking the stadium and giving it its own fucking its own leg. They were gonna have their own fucking network, their own TV shows, like all that shit was coming, but they got caught red-handed fucking around with the money. So
good job, Sammy.
Wait. Are you telling me that some of our government officials are corrupt? There's no way.
Whoa. No, I would never say that. I would never ever say that. God.
We might be due
what
for.
What are you talking about?
We might be due for another. What would we call ourselves? Truth seekers? Another truth seeker episode.
I was way deep into the FTX saga because I really wanted to know how they were going to try to fuck everybody, because it was literally going to be Wall Street's entry into the crypto world.
Well, Wall Street's already here. It's not like they're not here.
No. Like they're here, but they don't have their own platform. What I was trying, what FTX was going to be was literally everybody in the masses that have their shit in Wall Street was going to just jump over to FTX. That's how they were going to onboard all the fucking Wall Street people that just sit there and, like the TikTok people that sit there and watch that shit. They were just going to take everybody from the stock exchange and move them over to the tokenized one.
That's crazy.
All right. So what do you think is better then? Access for the traditional investment market to purchase those same equity securities through crypto, or so to access the crypto market, or should we have the crypto market try to access the I'm sorry. So is hold on a second. Why would they go through crypto to access their own stocks?
See, that's the beautiful thing, is that there's going to be mass confusion on how all that was going to work.
No. The point of it though, like for example, I can see the traditional markets are being exposed to digital assets. That's one thing. That's a brand new thing, right?
Yep.
But the other way around doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense for them.
It does make sense. It's like there's a lot of confusion between, and they were just going to literally rug pull the shit out of people. Like they were literally going to
for them, yeah.
But for them, like it makes sense for them. For us, it doesn't. It's just another fucking casino.
No. Well, I would say this. I would love the fact that I can go to the Philippines, Indonesia, Africa, countries that actually they look into the newspapers or the internet and say, "Oh, how do I buy Apple stock?" Because they really can't, right? There's actually a whole. I mean, they can, but it's international access to our stock exchange is one thing. There's been several attempts to actually create a middle tier, you can say, that accesses real world, don't have real world. Let's just say stock exchange level assets, right? From crypto. Now that would expand the traditional market, the equity market, for sure, right? But the problem has always been that when you take a digital asset, right, and you take let's say equity or real world asset, you give it an ID, in the stock world, that's called a QSIP number, right? Or an ISIN. So the QSIP or an ISIN is your global identifier for a specific stock or asset, and then you trade on that ISIN or QSIP, which basically says I'll do a transaction on that. When you add a number to a asset and you trade it, then you're literally a stock exchange, and that's literally why there's been so much problems with having a security determination. It was never about the fact that the asset was a security. Was the fact that if a trading platform took it, they would have to have the same levels of authorizations and licenses as a stock exchange, and that's where the regulatory thing would always fall over. So, but just so everybody here knows, was that if there was a way to actually link real world equity assets or that market along with any crypto projects that would be considered brand new, Zima has done this. Give me a call.
hit him up in the back channels, my dude. AI love. What is up, family? GM. How you feeling today?
Man, it's your guy AI Love from above, man. Raining down my power of love amongst all of you to wish you a beautiful and brilliant, vibrant. Yeah, man, I was just thinking.
The Ruggler got you.
Up, man. You got some nice
rug shit.
Am I rugging?
You rugged. You're back. I think you're back now.
You briefly rugged. You're back now.
Yeah, just love from above, man. I was just raining in on you guys, man, just to say, GM to all of y'all. Hope y'all are having a great day. Truth is stranger than fiction. So, a lot of times when we hear these things and it's so mind-boggling, it doesn't make sense to us, but to those that have all the dollars, it makes all the sense, right? Let's never lose sight of that. But yeah, I just wanted to say GM to y'all, man, and come and kick it out. I seen the space yesterday, but I got a little tied up. I really wanted to hear what y'all have to say, but I'll go back and take a retake here. But how y'all doing, J Chains, Turbo?
See you in Vegas, bro.
Oh, what's
We're about
up?
to board right now. We're about to get on the plane right now.
Oh, wait,
are you going to Vegas?
What? Are you guys gonna make the stretch, or are you just going to this one right coming up, 14th, 15th, or whatever?
I'm going from today till Friday.
No, I'm the next Vegas cycle that I'm on is at the end of this month. What? Actually, I thought you was here.
You lied to me.
That's the
you're
going to the CNFT con, right?
NFTLV. Yeah, they renamed it. Yeah, and I think it's another thing. I say, why do y'all make these events so close? It's just another. I don't understand why people don't work more with each other in this space. It's like everyone wants to be the top dog. And it's like, no, the more we come together, the more collectively it'll be a better outcome and newer people that you can. I hope that y'all have a blast while y'all down there. And if you guys can circle back around, let me know, because it is friends and family. This will be my first public speaking event that I'm actually going to be a part of. I just got the news today, so I'm really, thrilled and excited for that. Yeah, man, it's just another step in my Web3 career, man. So I'm really thrilled about that. Getting out there, creating content.
I like to hear that. I will, hit me up. Let's see if I can get out there later in the month for that.
We gotta have a chitty chat. You and the gang. We all gotta have a chitty chat.
Yes, sir.
Because I got a lot of things on the flow, man.
I feel that. Oh man, this. I'll tell you what. When you talk about 55 minutes flying by, this was one of the fastest hours I have ever experienced. Today's been a day though. I was up early, fired up, got fired up, feeling good though. So it's good to come here and chat with the community. We've had these kind of conversations before, and I was feeling it this morning, right? Where I was saying to Whit, I was like, this is just one of those mornings. You're just not feeling it. And, she reminded me, and, we had the conversation that, like, listen, like, we're all accountable to each other. We have to be accountable to each other, especially in these kind of times, right? Where maybe we don't want to do it. You don't want to show up. You're kind of sick of something. It's not, the investment didn't pan out, or, you're whatever the situation is, man. Like, I'll tell you what, we're all going through it. Everyone's going through a struggle. The more we can be together, the more we can collaborate as businesses, as individuals, as communities. AI Love said, like, that's something that makes more sense, is for more of these, these organizers of these events, like, get together and collaborate and do an event together, so that you don't dilute the well, so that, you don't go into a loss to throw your event. Like, if you go together with like 4 other people, you're going to have more people there, and it's going to be a better experience, and more people are going to talk about it. And then next year's going to be bigger. And like, I think, AI Love, that's something we should probably, start talking about, is how can we get, the community leaders from all these different chains, and like, let's throw a super event. Let's get the VeChain people, the Cardano people, the Ethereum people, the Solana people, everybody together, and throw a big event and just celebrate what we do here, versus trying to be so, exclusive all the time. And, because what you're seeing, and trust me, I know this, I got 3 event organizers that owe me thousands of dollars that, because no one showed up, they didn't pay. And that's the problem that musicians are having. That's the problem that speakers are having. That's the problem that people are having in this industry, is that, it's a bear market, and everybody's losing money. And so the more we can come together, guys, and just, find these ways that as community members, as people, find your tribe, find your community, let's come together and let's make it happen. And when we get through this, literally, it's gonna be over after this year. Like, it's just how it works. It's a market cycle. We're nearing the end of it. Like, we're probably gonna see one more shakeout, and then it's on like Donkey Kong, baby. So don't capitulate if you haven't done it yet. You're gonna make it. You are gonna make it.
It's funny that you said that, because we were literally talking about, like, the expectancy of the ETF with BlackRock. First and foremost, is getting passed because they got too much money in. Just pay an attorney. We'll meet at the country club. It'll be a brown envelope. Oh, bro, how you doing today? Have a great day. Oh, you dropped something on the ground. Deal's done. But the psychological pump fake. So we saw it with Grayscale, and that was a form of what we like to consider in the technical arena beta testing, right? Mm-hmm. So you saw with Grayscale approval, you saw a nice little surge and pump. Everybody, we're so bad. I say bull trap. You about to get caught in it. Yep. And so a lot of people get liquidated like this. The next one that we're going to see is going to be relatively hard for a lot of people to bear with. So, I've been telling people, hey, position yourself correctly. Be prepared for this, because that exciting news that everyone is expecting is going to reflect that on market action, because they use money market movers. They're basically algorithmics, and they pump the shit up, right? And they go based off of the news. And that's to suck the liquidity, the remaining liquidity that's still here of our investors, right? And then you're going to see it tank like never before. It'll look so depressing, and everyone will be talking about the end of Bitcoin. But no, it's not. They have all intensive purposes and plans to inject trillions of dollars, but the first thing they need to do is lower the price for your average typical retail investor and then commercial and industrial investors, right? Because whenever you look at history, it goes based off the percentage of gains. So if someone was relatively Basie, right? Like Basie was a project. If you were first in Basie and you minted that, and then you look at where it's at right now, right? You would say, look at all these gains. So when they deal with these people that are, they're investing funds from, it works in their greater interest to have numbers that have a higher percentage gain. So we can say, we got these sort of returns for our investment. Just a little insight.
Just to jump in real quick here. Now that I'm hearing it being said out loud, I'm not even sure I really want. I want Wall Street coming into space, to be honest.
Listen, I've been saying this for Zima years, since 2017 when I got on this thing. Listen, the people are like, oh, we need institutional money. We need to pump my bags, institutional money. I said, it's not a good idea, because you saw what they did to the traditional system. You don't think that they're going to do it here with no regulation? Give me a fucking break. Like, give me a break.
In fact, yeah, they would do it a lot worse. Look, I came from that, right? I mean, if, for example, when people are trading online and they're making these trades for the stock exchange, I mean, there's systems out there where we call block trading, right? So in block trading, we're literally taking everybody else's trade online and literally doing gigantic buys in between. And there's literally just an office with 10 people, and they're literally skimming all day long off of everybody's transactions, pennies at a time, but these are billions of dollars a second, right? Or at least depending on the motion. The first 10 minutes of the New York Stock Exchange is bigger than entire daily volumes of entire exchanges in countries. So it's a gigantic game. And one of the problems that you have there is that Wall Street is way too controlled at this point, right? Because if you actually understood the middle layer that actually moves those giant chunks, they actually swing things. And then we have all these breaker systems inside the NASDAQ and on the New York Stock Exchange that actually allow us to literally, not do sell-offs and to have these protection systems. The reality is this. My point is this, right? If you were to have Wall Street come in, let it be by the terms of blockchain, not us trying to bend to their shit, right? Block the way they actually have these traditional systems actually integrate, resist the way that they actually have had these implementations. I mean, if I start catching some of those block trade models actually being done over here in a way that's actually, that's actually going to minimize the impact of true market activity, they can go kiss my ass. I'll go knock them off. Because the reality is those are actually, I'm sorry, but those are the things that you want to avoid because they've cornered it in, they've cornered it in a very quiet way. But I mean, I know those systems so well. They really are they're not healthy for us.
Nope.
You know?
No, they're not. Well, y'all, anybody got anything to add before we zip a doodle on out of here for the day?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say dollar cost average, set it and forget it, man. That's all I gotta do. Like literally, just don't buy those, like on those red days, buy a little bit more than usual, and then just like sit tight. That's literally all I've been doing.
There you go, and come back in 2024, and you'll be good to go.
I'm gonna add this in the Web3 Breakfast group. Check out the video I posted up, guys. Give some feedback.
All right, cool. Hey, I love what you got for us.
How much you want for that bottle, man? I know it's got the juice that I need. It's like, you remember that movie, Juice, with Tupac? You got the juice now, son. I need that bottle.
Dude, what if it's got the secrets
like
in
the
it?
ring.
What if it has the
secrets?
secrets
Yeah, it's like the ring from Lord of the Rings.
It could be.
Do you know what this liquor bottle will do?
You never know.
I definitely want to get in.
You never know. Keep a lookout on for that post. Maybe we'll NFT it and we'll put it up to auction. We're gonna have some fun with it.
Ooh.
Tokenize it.
Let's fucking do it. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Come back tomorrow. Web3 Breakfast, 10 a.m. Eastern. Let's get it.